This is Ken Langstroth from the IPG Media Lab, South by Southwest, Day 4. I'm here with Christian Brucculeri from Snaps. Messaging apps, the whole messaging ecosystem, huge, massive opportunity for brands. Tell us about how Snaps sort of plays into that whole thing.
Sure. So Snaps kind of exists to be a socket onto the messaging space. I think if you look at, and our sort of view is that messaging is the next big social platform. I think if you look at the history of digital, you can see these waves where massive audiences sort of collect around a consumption pattern, a UX, and then companies need to be built to sort of help marketers and brands kind of get in the space, figure it out, pull business insights out, get analytics, et cetera. And so we sort of exist to do that across messaging. That's expressed itself in a few ways right now. So a lot of what we do is emoji specific. We create branded emojis. We do branded keyboards for brands, and we also distribute through some partner publishers like Line and Tango and Kik, as well as smaller sort of consumer-facing keyboard company like Canvas and a few others in that space. So,
well, it's crazy to think. I mean, this is, you're talking about billions of users. When you're sort of like stringing all the messaging apps together, but it's still relatively like a nascent space. Can you talk a little bit about some of the success that you've seen that might make advertisers or brands, maybe their ears might perk up and they might want to start getting a little bit more involved in messaging apps?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I think first rolling up those numbers, you start to look at like 1 billion monthly active users who are using these applications, and you look at the text pane and messaging pane, it's a truly native mobile experience, but it's been a challenge to sort of get in there. We launched a branded keyboard with Comedy Central in January, and the engagement was through the roof. We saw over 2 million app launches. We've seen almost 1 million pieces of content shared in messaging, all around a Broad City season 2 premiere, which is a great show. Yep. But not a massive cable show, so to see that level of engagement, I mean, each user that installed the keyboard shared about 15 pieces of content. So as soon as we saw that level of engagement, we knew that we sort of had something that we should repeat, offer to a bunch of brands, and so that product has been going really well. We launched with a bunch of new partners under the Viacom umbrella, in entertainment, a few QSR brands, and we'll be doing some distribution also in some partner messaging apps. So, awesome. Yeah.
So the messaging app space is really starting to grow up. What are some new technologies or features that you're excited about that could really make them more engaging and more useful?
Sure. So I mean, when we look at the messaging space, we see the opportunity for brands to create one-to-one marketing at scale. So massive personalization. Obviously that's going to be enabled by natural language processing, so that's some stuff that we're very, very excited about and working on. I think down the road, if you can have a conversation with brands and they can respond to you in a curated, customized way, I think that's going to be really, really powerful for brands to get in the conversation on mobile and be able to provide services in new ways that they haven't been able to do yet.
Awesome. This is Kenton Langstroth from the IPG Media Lab. For more news on South by Southwest, visit us at ipglab.com.